KOK, what's going on? LBHT Crew B, what is going on?
A whole lot going on this week, especially in the NFL.
Yes. We have a lot to talk about. Listen, I know it's Ravens flocking here. We love the support. We're gonna get some Ravens talk. Don't worry, we got that for you. But we got two football stories that we have to tackle. You see the you see the thumbnail. You see the description, man. You know what we're gonna talk about. It's huge, okay? Dan Snyder. Are we finally gonna get him out the paint, B? Is he finally up out of here? That's this story gonna be about tricky Nick Saban, all right, with his mishaps and diving out people. And look, we have a special guest in here. Wait, hold on. Nightbot, calm down. Look. Nightbot is trying to tell D-Melo to stop spamming. You're not spamming, D-Melo. Don't worry. Nightbot, he's a little aggressive, okay? But he's here for a reason tonight. Okay, he's going to help us. He's going to help us give away some goodies for you guys. Okay, some goodies. So D-Melo, what? Don't worry about it, D-Melo. Don't worry about it. Nightbot, he's a little aggressive, but it's all good.
It's first night trying to do a good job.
Yes,
blowing it a little bit. That's all right.
But what's up, D-Melo? KLOK, man, what's going on? Who are we pulling for in the NYC for the opener? For the opener of for us? For the Ravens? Look, Ravens got that easy. You know, that's an easy one. Let's see. Let's give a couple of shout outs here. Matt Williams said, "Let's go. Thanks for coming through." Yes, indeed. Let's see. Ravens online gatekeeper says, "Ooh, NYC trip." Okay. We got Yolanda B in the house. Said, "Good evening, LBHT." Good evening, Yolanda. Thanks for coming through. We got our guy, Couch Rider Raven. Said, "What's up, fellas? What's up with you, Couch Rider? Thanks for coming through." Make sure you go ahead and subscribe over to his channel as well. If you watched his last episode late, you might have seen a familiar face on there. Yes, they had me on there towards the end. Me and Cameron had a spirited debate about college football, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Not necessarily the debate, but what was discussed in the debate when we get to the Nick Saban story. Let's see. Our guy, Suge Knight 323 said, "This isn't old man gamers." What are we talking about? Because of Nightbot? Don't be scared, Nightbot, man. Don't worry. He ain't going to hurt you. He ain't going to bite. Danity's in the house. Shout out to Danity. Thanks for coming through. Yes. King 95. Yes. All right.
How you doing, King?
Yeah, how you doing? And thank you, Suge. Thank you for the plug from the Twitch side, okay? Because we are also streaming live on Twitch. We are on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook streaming live. So make sure you go follow us over there as well. Also, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, all of that, all your social media outlets at LBHT Show, all the same thing. So make sure you give us a follow over there. All right. Yeah, Couch Rider, he said that was a 3-hour show. I wasn't there for a whole 3 hours, but yes, it turned into a 3-hour show. Hey man, it was a good topic. Who's buying the Commanders? D-Melo, we're gonna get into that. I've said it on the show before. We talked about Dan Snyder on the show before. So I have a clear I have a very educated guess on who's gonna buy it. I'll give you guys a hint. His company's been reporting on the story almost exclusively. What's up, Black Daniels? Thanks for coming through. JP, thanks for coming through.
I got Rock. What's going on, man?
I got Rock. Shout out to Rock. And our partner, Mr. OTR Mike. Yo, what up, kids? Oh, hey, B.
yeah, Mike can go on there feeling a little salty right now. I don't know why, but I mean, all we were doing was talking facts in the chat. But that's all right. What's going on, Mike?
All right. We're going to get this show started. But before we get started, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. And B has a Black History fact for you.
Yeah, this is going to be more of a Black History public service announcement. Going to make it real quick. Back in 2017, the Baltimore Beat started up, which was supposed to be a kind of a Black-run newspaper that would cover Baltimore the way that the larger papers, the Sun, the Post, and those don't, right? Telling kind of these stories from the Black perspective, I guess you could say. they were for profit, they were privately funded, and several months after they launched, the funders were not happy. They weren't making enough money, so they shut it down. So they opened up in, I believe it was November of 2017, shut down early 2018. They went online exclusively and then had to kind of stop that. And they were kind of strategizing what to do in the future. They just recently made their announcement that they are coming back. They received a rather large donation from the Lillian, I know I'm not going to say this right, but the Holofcener Charitable Foundation in Baltimore.
Nice.
So, and not including any kind of oversight. It was just a gift. So they're going to be running the Baltimore beat again. It's going to be in print. And again, they're going to be covering things like police corruption, like the underfunded schools, like the housing issues in Baltimore. And I just wanted to make people aware, if you weren't already, because this is independent journalism is an incredibly important thing in a democracy, or any government, any country, really. We were talking last week about a little bit about the We Own the City. That's the kind of stuff, the gun trace task force that went on for over a decade. Robbing people. And that's the kind of stuff that goes on when you don't have people reporting on corruption in the police department, political corruption, and things like that. So that's something to keep an eye out. Definitely go and support. They're at baltimorebeat.com. Keep them going this time, and you get that kind of coverage for the people.
And the editor-in-chief, isn't that Lisa Snowden?
Isn't
that who's on Twitter as well? Shout out to her. I've been following her for a while, and she's on top of it. Anything having to do with Baltimore City, the government, she'll give you some great insight that you're not going to find anywhere else. So yes, shout out to them, and I wish them all the success in the world. All right. Okay. So which story are we getting to first? Are we
go with Coach Nick?
Coach Nick versus Saban
very
Saban versus Prime.
The first time that we talked about this.
Well, it's Saban versus Prime versus Jimbo.
Yeah, I don't like Jimbo's
nobody. Okay, so let's break this down. Okay, yeah. So the first time we had this title on here, it was all in fun, and we were talking about who's more well known. It's obvious who's more liked, right? That's obvious.
Yeah.
But who's more well known? That's still up for debate.
What's up, Noah?
What's up, Noah?
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Shout out to you. And Noah says, "What up, LBHT? Hope the crew is alive and well." We're here.
Absolutely,
we're here.
Man. Thank you.
And hope yes. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Noah's been supporting for a long time, man.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. And he's one of our original patrons. He's one of the founders. All right. Okay. So this time around, Nick Saban, he's in his feelings, right? Nick Saban is one of the most accomplished college football head coaches ever, right? And he takes a lot of pride in that. It seems like that's the only thing he takes pride in. And he has a huge advantage recruiting over everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But now the NIL rules are in place, and it helps level out the playing field a little bit. And Nick don't like that.
Yeah, and if you don't know, the NIL is name, image, and likeness. It allows players to make money off of themselves, essentially. They can make money using their name, their image, and their likeness. It's essentially kind of endorsements they can get, so that the schools don't have to pay players, but businesses, local businesses, or even national, if they're big enough, they can step in and pay the players, so that they're not, like you've seen with a lot of players, say, going hungry during their college years while they're making billions of dollars for all these schools and not making anything themselves.
Yeah, and I even with the NIL, I still have problems with the rules. It doesn't go nearly far enough. I just read today that they still don't get money off of the jerseys that are sold, right? Because they sell the jerseys with the number, they don't have the name on it, so they argue, well, that's not really their thing, whatever, right? But it is. You're selling that number jersey because that player is wearing it. But and also it just doesn't address the fact that schools just need to be paying players.
Mm-hmm.
I hate how this is even a debate. These are workers in a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's insane how everybody gets paid except the players. Nick Saban's salary is $9.5 million. Don't ask where is he going to get the money? Where are they going to get the money from to pay the players? Take it from him. Like the argument is you okay, Nightbot, calm down, Nightbot, calm down. hey, don't okay, we're gonna put Nightbot on timeout for a second until we're ready to bring him in. Hey, if you see Nightbot telling you guys that you're spamming, you're not spamming. Everything's fine. It's okay. He's new here. It's his first day on the job. Hold on. Okay.
Nightbot said you will respect his authority or you will not be part of the drawing.
Don't let Nightbot is gonna help us with the giveaway we're gonna do later. But we're gonna put him on timeout for a minute. He said Black Daniel said Nightbot is ruthless. Okay. Speaking of ruthless, Nick Saban, right? So Nick Saban, look, okay, no, just in general, like these coaches get paid way too much money.
Yeah, if you look in most states, the highest paid government employee is a football coach.
Oh yeah, by far, by far. And you're not paying the players because you're saying this is amateur sports, so they shouldn't get paid. The kids, and you shouldn't give them a bunch of money. Blah 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 blah. Well, if it's amateur, then you don't pay amateur coaches millions of dollars. There should be a cap on what they do.
And it's a circular argument. Amateur doesn't exist, right? You say, hey, what makes them amateurs? It's the fact that they don't get paid. Well, why don't you pay them? Because they're amateurs.
Yeah. But everybody else, except the players, they're professionals. The players are amateurs. So that's why we don't cover college football really on the show, because we're against the NCAA system. Do we watch college football and basketball? Yeah, we watch it here and there, especially when we're trying to figure out who's going to be coming out, into the NFL draft. But we don't like to give them that much publicity on the show. But when something like this happens, we got to talk about this, right? So the NIL helps level the playing field a little bit, because what it does is as a company, you can approach a player and say, hey, we'll give you X amount of money to promote our product, essentially, right? And
not to go to a particular school, never to go to a particular school.
Right. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
If you happen to be a business owner in Texas and you appreciate the work that a young man did in high school football in Texas, and you want to reward him for that, you offer him an NIL deal, and then maybe he goes to Oklahoma, and then maybe that deal goes away because he can't make the trip anymore. Right?
Bingo. Exactly. And shout out to Eric L. He says, greetings, everyone. Are we talking about my JSU, the I love, and Coach Prime? Yes, we are talking about that. So let's get to it. What happened was Jackson State University, led by Coach Deion Prime Sanders, stole a recruit from Nick Saban, right? The number one recruit in the country. He was number one, right?
I believe he was at least the number one defensive back. I'm not sure if he was number one overall.
Number one defensive back. Nick Saban don't like that, man. Nick Saban don't like that. He don't like sharing any of his pie. Okay, and Deion took a piece of his pie, so he went on a tirade saying that this shouldn't be right. This NIL, it's a madhouse, and you got players, getting paid $1 million. You got Texas A&M, because Texas A&M overtook them for the number one recruiting spot this year. And he goes on to say that Texas A&M, all their players are bought, right? Through this NIL thing, and there should be an investigation and everything like that.
Which, by the way, your players are bought too, even before this. That's what a scholarship is. But whatever.
And we're not even getting to the bagmen that exist. And I had something interesting that I read about earlier, written by, what's his name? Steven. I'm sorry, I forget his last name, but he worked for Bleacher Report back in the day. He did a whole story. He's the one that wrote the story about bagmen. And the question was asked to him, what percentage of 5-star recruits get offered money? And he said, if you're a 5-star recruit being recruited by the SEC, it's 100%. And they asked him, how many of them take it? He said 100%.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
So think about how many 5-star recruits Alabama has. Right? They get paid cash money. They're not getting paid with scholarships. They're getting paid with money.
Yes.
Okay. And that's what Nick Saban doesn't like. The system is different now to where, that money can be negotiated out in the open by everybody. And shout out to Ravens Online Ungatekeeper says, shout out to the hottest thing smoking. Hashtag LBHT. Man, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Thank you so much. That's what he's mad about. So, a team like Texas A&M who, they may not have had the same bagman that Alabama had. All of a sudden, that stuff can be negotiated by legit businesses. They can just say, hey, man, like B said, if you come here, maybe we have something for you, right? So how do we get around this NIL thing, right? Because what it is you're not supposed to be able to use it as a recruiting tool, but the NCAA doesn't have authority over anyone. Anyone. So
they all kind of agree that we'll go along with it, but they don't have any actual authority whatsoever. Right.
So us at Lunch Break Hot Take, if we want to try to entice somebody to come to the University of Maryland, right? And we say, hey, especially a local star from the DMV area, we want to give you $300 for every time you tweet out our name, right? And it's going to be at least 10 times. So that's $3,000 coming to you in that first month or something like that. But he decides to go somewhere else, and we're like, nah, we're not paying for that, right? Because we're a local business, and we want a face of a star locally, right? So that's our prerogative. If we go to that person and say that's contingent upon you signing here, there's really nothing the NCAA can do about that, right? They can't investigate me. Like, you can tell them to kick rocks. Can't investigate B, right? That player doesn't have to admit to anything, but it's just a nod and a wink. So yes, it is a recruiting tool. It's a huge recruiting tool, and absolutely Deion Sanders used that, to bring this player to Jackson State, and that's a good thing. Now, in terms of how much money he made, there's conflicting reports. Some saying like around $250,000. Some say it's up to like $1 million over X amount of years, but I don't care if it's $10 million. I mean, it's a free market. You should be able to make whatever you want to make.
And Deion, in classic Deion fashion, made it about himself. He went on I Am Athlete talking about, oh well, I don't rate well enough to have a player like this. A player who looks like me and talks like me and probably wants to be like me. And I've coached in the NFL and some other league for the last 14 years, and I'm not good enough to have a player like that. It's not about you, Deion. It's just really, really not.
Well, no, it is because Nick Saban was taking a shot at him.
Well, he was taking a shot at him and Jimbo, just about what about the NIL. It's not about them personally, and that's what he came out and he gave an apology saying he shouldn't have singled anybody out. Yeah, no kidding. You shouldn't have singled out people who were going to respond. Well, definitely not that.
Well, let's talk about the apology real quick, right? Why did he apologize? Both coaches kind of checked him a little bit.
Yeah.
Deion was a little bit lighter about it. Deion was just like, hey, I still respect him or whatever, but let's keep it real, right? I've talked to a lot of people. I've worked in media for years. Coaches have told me stuff like, don't play with me. And that's what he said. He said, don't play with me. Like we know how you get down.
Jimbo said, I know where the bodies are buried and I'm getting my shovel.
Jimbo said it ain't hard to find. It ain't hard to find dirt on you. That's what he said. He said you could talk to any. You could just look it up. You could talk to people that used to work for him. What he's done is despicable. That's what he said. What he's done is despicable. He said it's not hard to find. And shortly after, Nick Saban was like, "Yeah, I would like to say I'm sorry."
Nick don't like it when people stand up to him, man. That's why he had such a short NFL coaching career. They said that Zach Thomas, the Mormon linebacker for the Dolphins, one of their best players ever, used to just call him Nick, and he would get really angry and he'd say, my name is Coach. He's like, yeah, whatever, Nick, and he just couldn't take it.
So that's my thing about Nick Saban. He's known as one of the greatest, not the greatest, college coach of all time. All right, whatever, man. Like it's not hard when you have all the resources to bring in all the best athletes in the country every single year. It's not hard. I'm not saying he's not a good coach or even a great coach. I think he's overrated, and also I think you got to keep it in context, right? Because some people will say, "Oh, he's one of the greatest coaches ever." No, he's an amateur coach, right? Because you've seen what he can do in the NFL. It's absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I don't think he's overrated. I mean, I think he did a great job at Michigan State and LSU, but now it's one of those things where I just don't want to hear from you. You're sitting on top, and yeah, you don't have to. I don't want to say he doesn't have to do anything. Obviously, they still have to put the work in, but you get recruits based off of the fact that you've been winning, right? You're not out, hitting the road and beating people for recruits. Like recruits come to you. But it's all about the NIL deals, and I have a problem with them, period, because like we talked about last week in the Black History Fact about how people in power don't like to see change, and even if they are kind of on board with things changing, they want to slow it down and make sure that people in power stay in power when everything is actually changed. That's all this is. I mean, they've been exploiting college players forever. Football and basketball players, because obviously they don't care when players in other sports go and make money. So they want to kind of gradually start turning on the faucet, letting them make some money here and there, so that it's not just like a whole Wild West kind of chaotic scene that they can't control anymore, which is what it needs to be essentially. They need to just say, hey, you know what? We were wrong for not paying you. We're going to start paying you, and that's it. But they want to take it the slow route. They want to try to keep as much of the status quo as possible. And I mean, like you said, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was going to say, like, and shout out to shout out to Couch Rider Raven. Like I said, I was on the show debating with Cam Brew. Look, Cam Brew, what Cam Brew feels about players getting paid is what a lot of people feel about it, and it's because we're conditioned to think that way, that athletes in particular, I mean, we keep it real, we're talking about young Black athletes getting their money, right?
Yeah.
And Black Dan is just talking about it. Look, golf, tennis, bowling, swimming, etc. can't be amateurs and make dough with no real limitations. They can make money, right? Like those rules don't apply to those categories, right? In fact, J.R. Smith
is an amateur golfer right now.
Is an amateur golfer, right?
In college.
And he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
Right? Because it doesn't apply to golf. And shout out to Sutton Def, man. Thanks for coming through. Make sure you guys subscribe to Purple Rain Podcast. Yes, he's one half of Purple Rain Podcast. Him and Simply AS10 Alex do a show. I think it's like twice a week they do the show, man. It's awesome. But it's just a way to control the athletes. We'll give them a little stipend, we'll give them a scholarship, and we'll keep them hungry, and we'll dangle that carrot of, we can get you to the NFL, right? But we're not going to pay you. Meanwhile, everybody else around them is making millions of dollars, right? That should not be legal. And this argument of, well, they're kids, like you can't give kids that much money early on. That's ageism. Okay, that's not supposed to be legal in this country, right? You're not supposed to be limited by your age how much money you can make.
Well, and speaking of keeping them poor and everything and hungry, that's kind of what one of the scouts for the Bears said about a player that they just drafted, Juwan Brisker. They said he's what we call a PhD, poor, hungry, and desperate. And it's just it's a culture in football, and to an extent basketball. Not as bad in basketball once you kind of get past the once you get out of high school, because they can go to the pros, they can go to overseas, they can go into the G League, things like that. But especially in the NFL, like it's sick how they want to have these players be nothing but football robots, right? They don't want anybody who has any other kind of interest. They don't want anybody who they can't completely control with that paycheck.
Yeah. And basketball is the same way, but basketball's lost a lot of steam now that the NBA has invested a little bit more in their G League.
Right. That's not saying they only have to play 1 year in college. They can go into the G League right out of high school and make some money. They can always go overseas and make a lot of money. It's not as bad in basketball, but football, it's awful.
Well, what in college basketball has suffered because of it, right?
Yeah.
Which
good.
I feel good. I feel no sympathy for them. The NFL and college football, they have this deal in place. That's why you had this 3-year minimum, and because of physicality, right? It's because give us 3 years with these guys, so we can get the most out of them. Then we'll send them to you guys a little bit more polished, right? That's the deal that they have. That's the agreement that they have. But it's not for the best interest of the player, right?
I'm sorry. This is kind of one of the things I wanted to address. Kyle Tyler saying NFL players act like idiots with money. So do your neighbors.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. It's not anybody's business what anybody else does with their money. Don't care. It doesn't matter at all. And the argument of, hey,
I'll be right back.
They're not prepared to have that kind of money, or they're going to blow that kind of money and end up broke. It doesn't matter. They go out there, they do the job, they earn the money, so they should get the money. And now we are, I thought we were getting ready to transition into the next story, but apparently not. We can go and read some of the comments here, I guess. Wow, Danny always coming in hot, saying they treat them like slaves, but yes, paid slaves, well, indentured servants. Yeah, that's true. They want to give as little as possible to keep the players in line. You give the absolute bare minimum, and you work them as hard as you can to go out and keep the machine going, essentially. Is Wolf coming back? I don't know about that. Stop pocket watching from King. Yeah, that is part of it. Like I said, it's not anyone's business what they're doing once they earn that money. It's their money. They can do what they want with it. Nobody's going around telling all of these billionaires what to do with their money, right? Like, people act like billionaires don't spend money. They spend money on everything. They spend way too much money on everything, but it's their money, so who cares, right? They're going to do what they want. Yeah, as they should. Danny says, I know people that act a fool over $500. Yeah. It all depends on where you are, right? $500 is a lot of money to some people, and to other people, it's not anything. But yeah, so this is kind of just our take on the whole NIL thing. I don't like that they're trying to go that slowly with paying the players. And I don't like that they don't want to do it through the schools. Like, I look at Oregon, and they have they're obviously heavily tied with Nike. Nike should just be paying their players for them. Why not? What's the problem with that?
What's the problem with Nike paying the players for Oregon?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I think they should be allowed to do it through the schools. Like, they should be able to have a deal with Nike and say, hey, you know what, Nike's gonna give Oregon X amount of money, and they just use that to pay their players. Yeah, I don't have any issue with that whatsoever.
Yeah, however that school gets its financial backing, that's fine. But the schools should be paying their athletes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's a problem to have the schools go out and get money from companies and then use that to pay players. But the schools do need to be involved because it is there. And listen, schools used to pay their players.
Yeah.
Long time ago, colleges did pay athletes to play for them. You didn't even have to be a student at that school.
Right.
They would go out and they would recruit players to play on their teams. They would pay them, and they would just represent the school as athletes. And then I forget the person's name, but a guy I believe it was around the 50s, came up with the term student athlete because essentially they didn't want to pay a player who had gotten hurt. They didn't want to pay his medical bills. They didn't want to pay for insurance. So they're like, no. He's a student athlete. He's not an employee, so we are not liable for this. We don't have to pay for this, and that's where that came from. But yeah, again, it all comes down to wanting to keep the money in their pockets and keep it out of the pockets of the players who actually generate the revenue.
Yeah, it's free labor. I mean, and it's we all know what it is. All these cliche and talking points to keep players from making money. It's BS. And the smarter, the more educated we get on this stuff, the more that argument crumbles down, which is why you have stuff like the NIL, because they understand that the landscape is changing. And really it's not even about not paying the players. It's about holding certain teams to the rules to limit what they can do, while teams in SEC can do whatever they want to do, because every SEC school is paying players if they want to compete. right? Any top school. That's not just the SEC, but any top school, if they try and compete year in and year out, you're paying players. It's just under the table, and they have an unfair advantage. But when you have something like this, it levels out the playing field. Because, yeah, we talked about it. Oregon with Nike, they're going to exploit this, and they're going to get a lot of recruits out of it.
It levels the playing field a little bit. Like, Oregon's already one of the top programs in the country. Yeah. Like, this is not going to turn Akron into a national power. Like, the biggest schools, they have the biggest donors. That's why they're the biggest schools now. They're already paying.
Unless LeBron donates.
He ain't donating. But yeah, we wanted to kind of move into the next football story. Because, talking about exploitation, that's one of Dan Snyder's favorite things. And the story is that the owners in the NFL are going around and kind of doing a little informal survey to see if they have the votes to get rid of him. Roger Goodell, no idea this is going on, right? He said he hasn't heard anything.
I had no idea. Wow.
But Dan Snyder has been a dirtbag for a very long time. He's just recently been accused of sexually harassing employees. Before that, they took the cheerleaders for the team on a trip to another country, took their passports and forced them to be escorts and get naked in front of donors. He sued some season ticket holders who, when the recession hit, weren't able to pay for their season tickets. Now, sued them instead of just giving the tickets to somebody else, even though he claimed that there were over 200,000 people on the waiting list for season tickets.
Wasn't one of them like an elderly woman?
Probably. It was like 150 people that he sued.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a long list of issues.
He's a terrible person
with Dan Snyder. Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very, very terrible.
Yeah.
And also, he's also terrible at running the team. So, I don't understand why he hasn't been long gone. But yeah, so now with the most recent thing being allegations that they have been kind of keeping a second set of books almost and kind of hiding some money from the NFL. So now the owners are sitting up and paying attention. And
that's the thing.
Maybe now it's time for him to go.
That's the thing. It's funny.
I'm sorry. One other thing, the other issue that's going on with Dan Snyder today. The John Gruden trial, the judge made a decision that they were not going to go into arbitration, so that's moving forward. They're going to try to get it dismissed, but if it doesn't get dismissed, it could go into discovery, and then we potentially would see the rest of those emails from the Washington organization that nobody wants to get out.
Yeah. Dan, he said, naked for donors. How much were they donating? Look, man, yeah, he was trying to run an escort service, and sometimes it wasn't even for donors. It's just his friends he was trying to give hookups to and stuff like that. Despicable person, and the league knew about it, the other owners knew about it, but it's one of those things where even though they like to discipline the players for things that they feel like could be immoral or make the league look bad, right? Conduct detrimental to the league. They don't hold themselves to that standard at all, right? No. Because the thing is with them is, oh well, if we punish this, this owner for this, what will they punish me for? That's the kind of the understanding that they have. So we're not going to police ourselves in our personal lives, whether it's even if it's illegal. We're not going to talk about that. We're just going to focus on the business. But when you steal money from the other owners, okay, that's business and that's their money, and that will definitely get you up out of there. He's gone. It's just a matter of when is he going to be gone? Are they going to let him keep his team this year, next year, 2024, whatever? But the clock is ticking on him. He's out of here. I don't care if it was. I don't care if it was $1,000 that he was hiding. They're gonna be like, nah.
It's one of the people that's going to be voting went on TV and said the 7 things that I learned about business were 1, asking for the money, and I forgot the rest. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be all right. That's Jerry Jones. I don't think he's going to be all right with you shorting him on his share.
Yeah, and it's reported that him and Jerry Jones have a close relationship. In fact, we read one story about about to say, there's a story out there that the two of them, along with the former CEO Papa John's, were plotting to try to get Roger Goodell
Well,
out
more
of
than
the
that,
league.
they enlisted Papa John to try to help them get rid of Roger Goodell, and I'm like, what was Papa John gonna do? But whatever.
Influence, right? They're trying to use his influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey man, free pizzas, right? But they're trying to use his influence to try to persuade the other owners to get rid of Roger Goodell, and nobody was trying to have that, right? But even something like this, Jay Jones isn't going to back you on, right? You're
Right.
literally stealing money from the other owners, and that's just a no-no, right? On top of the other stuff, because I'm sure the owners had approached him before, the same way they did with Jay Richardson for the Panthers, and said, "Look, you got to go, right? Go quietly. We're not gonna make a big deal about it. We're not gonna put in your information out there. Sell the team and move on." And he just said no, right? Where Jay Richardson said, "Okay." Dan Snyder dug in and said, "No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here." And they said, "Okay, we're not going to press the matter." But now something like this, and it came out because it was an FTC report, right? Federal Trade Commission got involved, and they put out a report about that. Yeah, that's a wrap. Like that's the one thing you can't do. So
Poison the pizza. Okay.
I eat the whole pizza.
Jerry Jones need all his money. He has a new daughter to take care of.
That's a fact.
Yes.
And JP, man, look, bingo. You asked me earlier who's going to take over the team. Jeff Bezos been waiting to buy that team for a minute. That is the person that owns the Washington Post. The Washington Post has been it seems like they break this.
They've not been a friend to Daniel.
They have been breaking stories on this whole thing from the jump, and it's funny because all the reporters say, "Oh no, nobody tells us that we have to do this stuff or whatever." No, but they're giving you the green light to.
Yeah, but they're not telling you don't do it.
Right. And you're getting all this dirt, and they're like, "Let's make you front page." Jeff Bezos, and to like JP said, he's made it known that he wants to buy a team, and just by the volume of activity of these stories from his newspaper that he purchased, that tells me that he wants that team.
Right.
Now,
or not necessarily that he wants that team, but he thought that was going to be the easiest team to acquire. He's like, I've got a plan. I don't want to wait for one of these guys to die. I'm gonna make my own luck, right?
They want to say, if Elon don't buy it first. Hey, listen, the Twitter deal looks like it's falling apart. What Elon had yesterday, he don't have today. Okay, his stocks plummeted a little bit. He may not have Twitter money, but he still has NFL money, right? So maybe we'll see that. All right. NET Sports says, I wish Steve Bisciotti sell the team so Magic Johnson or Jay-Z, Brian Allen. Look, I don't have a problem with Steve Bisciotti any more than the other owners anyway. Byron Allen is what you meant, not Brian Allen. Byron Allen. Yeah, they would all, Magic, Jay-Z, Byron Allen. They'll all have to, they could all, put together a group. Hey, look, I would love to see a black owner. No doubt. I'd love to see a black owner. Will he do anything different than other owners? And look, probably not. No. not those owners anyway. Probably not. Did he been talking about some NFL ownership for a bit? Yeah. Minority ownership. He doesn't have the money.
They laugh at Diddy. They laugh at him.
That Tesla stock fell off a cliff. Yeah. So, like I said, he's still in the hunt. He's still in the hunt for an NFL team if he wants that. Let's see. Mikey says he chopped that $100 million in land for a reason. That's going to be part of selling the squad. Yeah. He's about to cash out. Yeah.
He bought the team for $800 million, which was a record at the time, and he's going to get several billion on his way out for being a terrible person.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah. NET Sports says Kanye has it. Listen, look. So here's the thing. I don't think Kanye has it either. Like they're talking about not one person. Like you don't have to have all the money, right? You put together an investment group and you have to put up the majority of it, right? So you'd be the majority, the majority owner.
Yeah.
It's hard to just flat out pay for it unless you're like a Jeff Bezos who can buy every team in the league if you want to twice over.
Yeah.
But these teams are talking about going for $3 billion now, and as poorly as or more, and as poorly as Dan Snyder has run the team, it's still worth $3 billion. Somebody will buy it for $3 billion or more. To your point, right? So, NET Sports says Kanye's worth $6 billion. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know. I don't check his latest net worth, but okay, if you say he's worth $6 billion, okay, then yeah, he could. I mean, they would still have to vote him in.
They're saying a Commander's sale likely starts at $5 billion.
Okay, so I mean,
and yeah, and that's the other part. It doesn't matter how much money Kanye West has; he's not buying an NFL team. Ever.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not. I mean, we're not talking about will they vote him in. He's just talking about who has the money, the potential money.
Right, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't. He could have $30 billion. They are not going to vote Kanye West into the NFL ownership group.
Right. So look, it's something to keep track of. The Commanders, Washington football team, Redskins, whatever you want to call them, they've been long overdue for new ownership. Look, when you're a bad organization, it trickles down to the rest of the team, and that's the reason why they've been bad for so long, man. Like, it's just been a mess in the front office, and that leads, that trickles down to the coaches and trickles down onto the field to the players. So once they get rid of the real cancer there, I think there'll be some good times ahead for that organization.
And speaking of getting rid of the cancer, the Pro Bowl might be going away. Nobody likes the Pro Bowl. Nobody likes the Pro Bowl. It had the lowest ratings in about 16 years this past season. So they're seriously looking at alternatives for the Pro Bowl. There's just absolutely no reason to bring that thing back in its current form. You're not playing football, and they shouldn't be. It's a very dangerous game, and nobody is going to go out there and risk their health in the off season for fun, especially with nobody watching, no financial incentive or anything like that. So what do you think should be the replacement for the Pro Bowl?
So we've discussed it before. I think that should be the week that the Senior Bowl should be played, right? You can have like a whole weekend where, the Senior Bowl guys are out there working out. You have, pro players in town. I mean, don't make it in Mobile, Alabama, right? Make it do it someplace where players will want to go. It could be a whole weekend event, like All-Star Weekend, right? They can still do like celebrity flag football and all that stuff. You can even have players. I mean, you already have coaches helping out, or the NFL coaches coaching these players, but you can have players out there kind of helping out and stuff like that, and meeting with the players and all that stuff, just interviewing and all that stuff. And then you have the Senior Bowl instead of the Pro Bowl, because you have guys that are actually they're playing for something, right? And that's going to be more of a spectacle. Get rid of the ridiculous uniforms that they have now. Have something stylish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't even want to see like they wear their team helmets. Get rid of that. Just let them wear like the Pro Bowl type of uniforms. Like it, you get a glimpse of what some of these future stars could look like.
Yeah, so I agree about having the Senior Bowl there. I think that's a good idea. It's NFL fans are hyper focused on the draft now. And so, it's another opportunity for fans to really get to see these players, these incoming players, and get to know them a little better. Like you said, you have all the players, the pro players there, and it's kind of like a meet and greet type of thing, right? Have fans there. They can get some FaceTime with the fans, because I think that's sorely lacking for NFL players. That's a part of the reason why they don't have as much power as players in the NBA or MLB, because, they have the helmet on all the time. They got the face mask. You don't really see them. So, get them out there with the fans. But I think also they need skills competitions with the pro players. Bring back the quarterback challenge, have, 40-yard dash, whatever contest you can come up with for the pro players. And I think it'll be a fun thing, like you said, like the 3-point contest, like the slam dunk contest, the skills competition they have with the WNBA players, the NBA players, and then a retired NBA player. They can have events like that for the NFL. And like you said, make it a whole weekend thing, and it would be entertaining. It would be fun. Right now, everybody who tunes into the Pro Bowl tunes in to laugh at it and see how terrible it is.
Yeah. Emphasis. Shout out to Emphasis. I like this idea too, Emphasis. He says the Tank Bowl. 2 worst teams battle for the #1 pick. I like that. That's a good idea. Actually, the ultimate idea is what is adapt soccer. Okay. Do everything that soccer does, right? And what league was it? Was the Premier League the other day? They had their
so it was Leeds United. End of the game, they were past 90 minutes already. They were about 3.5 minutes into 5 minutes of stoppage time. So I mean, the game was almost over. They had a corner kick. They kicked it into the box. The goalie knocked it out, and one of their players ran up, got the ball, shot it, and it got deflected into the goal, and Leeds just lost it. Like, they were all running around celebrating. The manager was jumping up and down. They were rolling around on the ground, everything. And what that goal got them, it got them a 2-1 lead in the game. But more importantly, it guaranteed that they were not going to get relegated out of the Premier League down to the lower tier league. So they get to stay up in the Premier League and make all that money next season. They don't have the embarrassment of moving down.
So yeah, so yes, and not just the Premier League, other leagues do this too, right?
Yeah.
If you are the worst team in the league, you get relegated down to the lower tier league.
It's actually, I believe it's 3 teams.
3 teams. Okay.
I think it's the bottom 3 and the top 3 from the lower tier league move up into the Premier League.
I would love for the NFL to do something like that, right? Yeah. Bring back NFL Europe or whatever, develop some D League for the NFL. And if you are, one of the worst teams in the league, the worst team in the league, the 2 have to battle it out for, and one team gets to move up. Yes, like fair, like, yeah, XFL, USFL relegation. They have to get relegated to one of those leagues. And then, one team from each one of those leagues can come up. 2 go down, 2 go up. Something like that. That would be compelling. And yes. Shout out to Anonymous. He says, "Thank you for your terrific work, brothers." Thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds, but there's endless possibilities. But please get rid of that Pro Bowl. It's time. And it's not even like nobody's gonna miss it. People stopped watching it a long time ago. It stopped meaning anything. Pro Bowl votes don't mean anything. Like, they used to mean something. When you looked at a player's resume and saw the Pro Bowl nominations, it meant something. But once you got into the mid 2000s or so, people stopped caring about it, because then you're getting Pro Bowl replacements because players aren't playing in it anymore. It's nothing. Yeah. Didn't The Rock buy the XFL? Yeah, I believe he did.
Yes, he did. And I believe they have a deal with the NFL, but it's not as like a developmental league. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be. But yeah, The Rock bought it, and he's working with the NFL in some capacity.
Yeah, I like this. He said, "Send 3rd and 4th string players and let them play it out for a pot. Winning team gets $1 million per, losing gets $500K per." Oh, I like these ideas. See, we fixed it.
That's an extremely expensive game, Mike.
They got it. Take it from Dan Snyder's pot. All right, so usually we have lunch money bets around this time, but there's no D Weezy tonight. But what we're gonna do is what are you gonna say?
Oh no, Derek's feeling a little under the weather. We hope he's feeling better soon. He should be back on next week.
Yeah. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring Nightbot back in here. We're gonna try to do a giveaway. What giveaway do you want to do first? Well, don't announce it. Don't announce it. Let me see if Nightbot's gonna do his job first. Nightbot, are you there? Let's see. Okay, he's joined the channel. It says he's in there. Okay, you calm down. All right, Nightbot. We need you to do giveaways, Nightbot. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be how do we want to do it? I'm gonna do keyword. All right. Okay. Let's see.
You just inputting a keyword, or what's going on?
I'm putting in the keyword. I want to see.
Nightbot, man, he's right back on it. Wow.
You know, so anti-spam is disabled on here. I don't know why he's doing that. Okay, look. All right. Listen. What is we have a couple of hashtags. What's one of the hashtags that we use for the defense? Okay. Type that in there. Everybody type it in there. We'll give you a minute.
So you don't want me to show what we're giving away here?
No, it's gonna be a surprise. Okay, we got one.
All right.
Let's see. Okay.
Okay, Dave.
You got put the hashtag. Make sure you put the hashtag. Put the hashtag. All right, Nightbot, are you gonna do it? He can't find it. Hold on, Nightbot. Okay, hold on. All right. Let's see.
Man, Nightbot is obsessed. Like he is really policing the chat right now.
Wow, and he's giving warnings too. Hold on, man.
And look at the rebel Noah. He just told you don't use caps, and he's right back in there. That's why I like to see Noah.
Okay. Now it's okay. Let's try this. It's not picking anybody. Nightbot. Nightbot's not doing his job. We'll have to figure this out.
I feel like you got the wrong bot. This is like Night Stickbot. He's out there dispensing justice. He's not worried about picking people in the chat.
It's not it keeps on saying no eligible users. All right, we're gonna get
what happens.
All right.
Okay, do something without a hashtag. You gotta make it simpler than that.
Well, I'm doing all kinds of things on here. I'm just trying to get to pick a winner, and he's not responding. He's just like, look, I will not comply. I'm trying to get rid of all these spammers. Okay. I need you guys out of my city.
It's not great that Black Daniels is the first one he went after twice.
Hold on. Maybe this will help. Hold on. You should see him stop with the harassment. Okay, stop the profiling there. All right, let's stop. Let's start there. All right, giveaways. All right, Nightbot, I need you to choose somebody. Can you do it?
Wow.
All right. Is Nightbot still
well, I mean, King got a warning. I don't see anybody getting picked.
Okay. Nightbot deleting messages. Okay, all right. We got to stop this machine before he takes over.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Okay. All right. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way.
Yes.
We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. All right. I thought Nightbot could be a help, but look, this is Skynet all over again. All right. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Put a little randomizer here. And we got no, it's not hashtag get well Wheezy. That's not it.
Why can't you want Derek to get well?
King 95. You are the winner, my friend.
Okay,
King 95. Well, you tell him. Tell him what he won.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Hold up. I guess we'll go with this one. We'll go with the 4 Baltimore Ravens rookie cards, including a signed Patrick Queen, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, and Miles Boykin. But the 3 of them at least. Maybe you're a Miles fan. I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know.
You get a round of applause from my assistant producer. Yes. All right. Yes. Okay. That's the first giveaway. Now, make sure that you follow us wherever and send us a DM with your information so we can send that to you. All right. You want to do another giveaway now? You want to wait until towards the end of the show?
My bad, King.
Hey, the good thing about cards is you can trade them.
You say that, but watch him ball out in Pittsburgh. You're gonna be all up in the DMs like, yo, can I get that Miles back?
You want to do another one now?
We can do another one now. We can give away some merch.
Okay. All right. LBH, how much merch are we giving away here?
I mean, we'll
shirt?
give away, just a shirt or a hoodie or whatever of your choice.
Okay.
LBHT or Ring Kings or whatever.
Okay. So yes. So if you like what we're wearing here, okay, we got. Yes, right here.
Noah just sent me a message in the Discord. He said, "Nightbot, put him in timeout. All caps, help." So if you can help a man Noah out.
I told you, man. Nightbot, he watched me own this city. And he was just like, yes.
He said, Jenkins is the hero of the show.
I got you. Hold on a second. I got you, Noah. Nightbot, man.
Nightbot was like, well, they are drug dealers.
Oh, he put him in timeout. So hold on. I can't even. How long was the timeout for? It was a couple of minutes. He might just have to wait. I don't think I can remove him. Nightbot.
That doesn't look good for us. We ain't even got control of our own show. Where are all the mods in here? We made a bunch of y'all mods. What are y'all doing?
Nightbot knew what he was doing, boy. I'll tell you that. All right. Look. The good news is you're a patron, so you go on the Discord and we'll see your message right there. But yeah, just give it a couple minutes. Yes, free Noah. # say his name. Oh, what a disaster. This is funny.
He got 600 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right, man. You got to do your bid, man. All right. You're wrongfully convicted.
That's not what we say to people who were wrongfully convicted. You don't say you just got to do your bid. What do you?
That's what they do in Baltimore.
This is the worst. This is the worst. Wow.
Yes, his chat is out of control. Okay. All right. We're gonna pick another winner. All right. This is for some merch. All right, hold on, Jacob. Hold on. Jacob's excited here. He wants somebody to. He got a big grin on his face. He wants to see somebody win. Yes. All right. Okay. So, all right. Next question. You pose this question, B. Pose a question.
I mean, you just right off the top, you're gonna hit me with pose a question. I was not prepared at all for this.
Okay. All right.
Let me think for a second. All right. I'm gonna make mine a little more difficult.
They rallied for you, Noah.
Okay, in Christian McCaffrey's rookie year, who was the leading rusher in Carolina?
Oh,
the first to get it will be the winner.
Oh, this is for Panthers Nation. Let's see who gets this.
This is for everybody. Y'all should be watching other teams too. Okay, he was a top pick.
You should be. Danny says Cam Newton. Felipe says Cam. And Mike Tolbert. Which one is it? Is it Cam or Mike Tolbert? You gotta pick one, Felipe. Revens Online says Cam. MDT Sports says D'Angelo Williams. Ferris says, what's the question? Repeat the question for Ferris. He missed it.
All right, Ferris. The question is, in Christian McCaffrey's rookie year, who was the leading rusher for the Carolina Panthers?
Is it Jonathan Stewart?
Is that your guess? Are you trying to get merch or
no? This is look at the screen. Somebody put.
I'm not looking at the screen. I'm making sure that I have the. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I'm making sure that I have the correct answer. I do know.
Deion says Mike Davis. OTR Mike says Christian McCaffrey.
Well, it was not Christian McCaffrey because Ron Rivera does not like Christian McCaffrey.
That's right.
It was not Jonathan Stewart because they are. This is what we always say. They are much like the Baltimore Ravens. The correct answer, I believe somebody already put it in here, was Cam Newton.
Yes. Now, Felipe, unfortunately, I have to disqualify you because you put 2 answers. But the first person to put it up was Danity.
What? Well, no, that's a Cam Newton, so I don't know if we can count
that. She corrected herself, though. See?
Okay. But now, Danity, did you Google it or did you know?
She put it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
She put it up pretty quickly.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations to Danity. Okay, Danity gets some merch. So Danity, DM us and let us know what you want from the store. All right. Don't be looking in the uber expensive section there, Danity. I'm not sure if you still have the gym bag up there. I would advise against the gym bag. Shout out to Coach Evans for Central Tally Films. Make sure you guys subscribe to Coach, man. Listen. We give sports hot takes and we like to have fun on the show. Man, Coach is all business over there. If you want a real breakdown of these players, all right. If you want to feel good about James Prochet and Odafe Owe, he's going to show you why you need to feel good about these players. Okay. Not our terrible takes over here, right? Where all we do is disrespect players and not show them enough love, right? Coach is going to make you feel good about our players, man. But no, he does great work, man. And I'm always learning something when I watch his videos. I'm always learning something about the sport. So excellent follow. Yes, Danny's. She's excited. I'll do it. Okay. All right. Do we want to do another giveaway now, or do we want to wait?
Ferris is saying he put it in there too. Like it was who puts it in there first. Like y'all didn't even.
Yeah, Ferris. You said what was the question?
Right.
Meaning you weren't the first. We had to repeat it, and Danny already answered the question. Don't worry, you're good though, man. You got a coin.
All right, so we got to think of a good Ravens question for the last giveaway.
Yes,
most of the people in here are Ravens fans. Anyway, we'll do a little bonus time, and then once we figure out the last question, we'll do the last giveaway is going to be a jersey of your choice from NFL.com. When I say of your choice, once again, I don't mean the game-worn, authentic for $3,000. You just stop it, people. You know what I'm talking about, all right? But the player of your choice
is something from the Walmart store. Does not have to be Ravens. Does not have to be Panthers. We have fans of other teams in here. So, of your choice. Their Wolves back. Okay, look. Yes. Okay.
We're man carrying a 300-pound bear.
Yes. Picture him carrying a bear, and all of a sudden he looked like his back was holding up just fine, but not fine enough to go to OTAs apparently, right? Or So what are you reading?
Wow.
Big chick.
That ain't right. That ain't right. You just muted yourself, so
I wasn't. I was talking to assistant producer back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Look, there. Well, some people had a problem with it, but I don't have a problem with it because he's not going to be on the team, right? Like
maybe he won't.
They've pretty much said that. Like they don't mention him anytime, and when they do mention him, they're like, yeah, well, we wish him well. He's not going to be on the team, and he understands that, and they're going to move on. They brought in Brent Urban, they drafted Travis Jones, like they've replaced the man. They're not relying on him at all. He's probably going to get cut. I doubt he gets traded or anything like that, and that's fine. Whatever.
That's what I'm talking about, Coach. Right.
B is cost effective. Okay.
That's right.
All right. Yeah. Other Ravens stuff. The news that everybody's been talking about. Rashad Bateman. Breaking news. Rashad Bateman.
I thought you were going with the other news there.
No. The big news. The big one. Rashad Bateman says it's his time. Oh man. Rashad Bateman says it's his time. B, what's your take on that? How do you feel about that?
I mean, Fred X went into a press conference and said, I just want to thank my hands for being so great. It didn't make him a better receiver. Like, I don't understand.
Look, I love Rashad Bateman. I got nothing bad to say about Rashad Bateman. I think he's going to be a very good wide receiver. But it's not news, man. Like,
no, that's what you expect.
Had he said anything other than that, I would be very concerned. Yes. If Rashad Bateman said something like, man, I really hope we get a true number one. We might have a problem.
And Anonymous wants to talk about the other news.
Well, Mr. Jackson missed more than OTAs.
Thank you very much.
Well, we can get to that.
Thank
okay.
You. So yeah, Lamar Jackson not showing up for the OTAs for Baltimore. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, it is in the sense of, he's not talking to the organization, and this is a continuation of that, I think. But I don't think that he's going to miss any games. I don't think he's going to be unprepared. So it's not something that I'm particularly worried about with Lamar.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Look, this happens all the time, right? A player could be holding out for whatever reason. It could just be, hey, I've worked out all off season. Maybe I'm not 100%. And I don't want to risk any more injury or anything like that. Or maybe sometimes it's just, I don't feel like going. Right? I've been putting in the work. I don't feel like going, and I want to take some more time to myself. Whatever the reason is, or like we said, it could be, part of his, his contract negotiation, his contract strategy. In the end, I'm not worried about it. Lamar's going to be on the team. He's going to play well this year. We're going to win a lot of games, and I think ultimately he's going to re-sign with the team, right?
And we did it, guys. Noah's back.
Yes, he's back. He's free.
Welcome back, Noah.
After Nightbot terrorized the chat, look, I'm not going to take any accountability for that. Okay, but it was an unfortunate situation. But Noah's back now. Man, Nightbot, when I brought him back, he went even harder. That was crazy.
He did. He didn't appreciate you trying to put him in a box. Right?
I'm putting cases on all y'all.
I feel bad that we let him get to Noah before we ended his reign.
That is wild, man. What's up, Attitude?
We have to have a talk with whoever designed that.
We are. It seems safe. He seems so kind in the beginning. I don't know. Attitude Pop says it's crazy how Joe Burrow wants to get cocky and talk big dog. My dude is literally gloating about throwing 500 and 400 yards on depleted defense and third string defense. Dude makes Super Bowl and think he's God. If you made a Super Bowl in your second year, you would think that too. And
listen, Lamar won MVP in his second year, and you all thought he was God.
Yeah, and I got a playoff game. Look, he's a rival. They talk trash to him. He's talking trash back. I got no problem with it. No. I got no problem with it. Talk your trash, man, because when we beat y'all, we're going to talk our trash to you. Mm-hmm. So it's all fair, man. Like, don't get all caught up in. Look, don't get caught up in every little tweet and every little comment that people make on Twitter, man. Like, Twitter that's not a real place. All right. Don't get too caught up in all that stuff. Oh no, he saw my quote there. He saw what I said. He said, "Do your bid." You did your bid, man. You stood tall. I'm proud of you. All right. Like, don't worry about that. So what if he said that? Like, what's that mean? It don't mean anything. Like, okay, I don't believe in bulletin board material for these guys. These are professionals. They're supposed to go out there and play hard, no matter what. All right. It's a rivalry game. They're supposed to be playing hard anyway. It's a rivalry game. He's an excellent player. You better be ready to play him. And we'll see, but I know Joe Burrow is the real deal. I know Jamar Chase is the real deal. My goodness. T. Higgins is the real deal.
As is Joe Mixon, as is Tyler Boyd, as are the 3, or maybe it was even 4 at that point, offensive linemen they brought in to build up the offensive line.
Brian Lau Collins. Yeah, listen, man. So look, that's this. We'll see if the defense can hold up. Yeah. We invested a lot in the defense, which is not, it wasn't ideal for me, but we invested in the defense, and we'll see if they're up to the task.
Yes. So I've got the question whenever you're ready. for the last giveaway, which again is going to be the jersey of your choice from NFL.com up to, we'll say, 130.
Okay. All right. What's the question?
The question is,
wait. Are we going to do this by the first to type, or are we going to do just random pick? The first one was a random pick.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put on a time. I don't want to put on a timer because everybody's just going to Google it then. I think we got to do the first. I think we got to do the first to get it.
All right, listen, everybody. Stretch those fingers. Okay, get ready. Or if you're on your phone, get ready. Get ready to type the answer. All right. The first one to get it right gets this jersey. All right. Coach Evans says fingers ready. He says fingers ready. All right. Coach knows his stuff. You better be ready. All right. Davon says he's stretching. All right. Get ready.
Okay.
Get ready. All right.
Who scored the first rushing touchdown in Baltimore Ravens history?
Oh, in Baltimore. We'll forgive spelling as long as it's not too far off, right?
Yes. And again, Baltimore became a team in 1996 after they stole the team from Cleveland, stole those Super Bowls. That's why Browns fans are so bitter. I see a lot of Jamal Lewis, and no,
it's not Jamal Lewis, because I know who was starting before Jamal Lewis. He was pretty good himself.
We've got one guess here.
It was
Vinny Testaverde,
Ernest
Biner. Greg Roman.
we might have to give you a consolation prize for that.
Says Ernest Biner. Black says Vinny Testaverde. Davon says Jim Harbaugh. Ron Priest Holmes. Ernest Biners.
That's what I was thinking.
The correct answer is Vincent Testaverde.
What?
From the U.
What? Vinny Testaverde?
Right. A 9-yard touchdown run against the Raiders. They won the game 19-14. Ernest Biner scored the second touchdown in that game.
Wow. Okay, who was the first to type Vinny?
I believe it was Justin Phillips here.
I think it was. Justin, you are the winner.
Earlier. Let me scroll.
That was good.
Wow, Coach. That was not a good guess, Coach.
Yeah. Justin got it.
Yes.
Justin got it. Justin, send us a DM, man. Send us a DM. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever social media app you got. We're probably on there at LBHT Show. All right. Make sure you're following as well. And send us your information and we will get that jersey out to you, my friend. Wow. Yes. Congratulations. I was thinking Priest Holmes, because Priest Holmes was started before Jamal Lewis, right?
Yeah, but not in 1996.
Yeah. Vinny Testaverde, look at that. Making Ravens history.
Back when the Ravens were fun. Back when the Ravens like to put some points on the board.
Was that Marcia Broda? That was the coach? Marcia Broda was the coach. Oh, man. I feel old. I remember that. All right. That's it, man. That's it.
Yes.
So wait, hold on. There was something I wanted to discuss with the Panthers real quick. What was it? Was
it Sam Darnold having a little edge?
Yes. Sam Darnold.
We didn't discuss that.
Sam Darnold, look,
absolute nonsense.
Sam Darnold said that he feels confident that he can be one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
And the story that where they reported that, the writer said probably not gonna save his job.
Is he even competing for a starting job, or is that just
Yeah, and I think he is. I mean, I think he's going to be the week 1 starter. I don't think they're going to run Matt Corral out there. I think he's going to be. I think he will. I think he's going to start the first few weeks. I mean, unless Matt Corral comes out and just looks phenomenal, right? I think he'll start the first few weeks and he'll be the Sam Darnold that we all know and hate, and then he'll get benched.
Listen, look. this could be wishful thinking on my part, but I'm going to say Cam is going to be on the team and he's going to end up starting week 1. And shout out to Broco McQuan. He says, hashtag get well, D Weezy. I'm a gambling degenerate now. Oh, he has converted to the church of lunch money bets. Okay. That's gonna help D Weezy get better a lot faster.
Man, he said this with clear eyes and a full heart. All right. He's ready to go.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, we're kind of talking bad about him. I hope he does play much better. And that's not just because he's a Panther. I don't like to see people fail, outside of that, certain people. I like to see Nick Saban fail. I like to see Tyler Higbee fail. But I'm just saying, Sam, he seems like a good enough guy, whatever. I'd like to see him, improve and make a career for himself in the NFL.
Yes.
Don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, I also want to mention we signed Kyle Fuller. That was a good signing for the Ravens. Yeah, no issues there, man. I figured we'll go with the veteran. I didn't think we are going to start 2 4th round corners.
Why not? Give him a chance.
Yeah.
They just need the opportunity, man.
They just need snaps.
I don't dislike the signing. I don't think it's a particularly good signing.
I like it. It's solid. Yeah. For those, you talking about 3rd and 4th corners, somebody like him who's played at a high level. I like it. Not last year. No. He didn't play horrible, but no, I don't think he played horrible. He lost the starting job to Patrick Surtain, but then when Surtain got hurt, he came back. That trips me out too, seeing Patrick Surtain II in the league as a man.
I remember when Patrick Surtain was young.
Yeah.
Not even just when he was in the league. I remember when he was young. That is not great. That's not a great feeling.
Yeah. Andre Mir says, I was hoping we didn't get Fuller. Why? Who did you hope we were going to get? I know you weren't hoping that we were going to start our rookies. I mean, like, were you expecting a lockdown corner at this point in the year? Like, I like
they could go get James Bradbury.
He signed already.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but they could have.
Yeah. Where did he go?
It was Philly, right?
Yes, Philly. They've had a nice offseason.
Yeah.
They've had a really nice offseason.
Point is, they could have gotten him, though.
Oh, they could have.
They could have gotten. I'm blanking on his name now.
Khalil Mack.
No, the corner from Carolina. They traded Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore. They could have got him. They could have got J.C. Jackson. I mean, obviously J.C. was very expensive.
Oh, but, he thought we said Will Fuller. At this point, I'll take Will Fuller. But we know what you about over there, Miz. You think it's crochet season.
Andre said no wide receivers, no matter what. Just carries it around in his pocket.
Yes, Andy, you really won. Congratulations. All right. Look. But again, man, we want to thank you guys so much for your support. Right. Me and B put a lot of work into the show, and we have a lot of fun come Wednesday night, and seeing you guys in here and enjoying the show makes it all worth it. Yes. So thank you. Keep supporting. 1,000 was a big goal for us. Like we want to hit that 1,000 mark. But now we got a lot in store for you guys. And you saw last week a little taste. If you guys if you're here early and you like the first 10 minutes of the show, keep supporting, keep helping us grow, and you're gonna see a lot more stuff like that. And he said 10 out of 10, fellas. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and also again, Ring Kings podcast. If you have any boxing fans in here that haven't subscribed, go over. I'll put it up on the screen. Go over to Ring Kings podcast. Yes, let me take this banner off. Ring Kings podcast. We're going over there as well. All right. Yes. We got Tank Davis fight coming up here this weekend. And look, I mean, we got a lot of videos that we're gonna be putting out. So a lot of content on both channels.
And if you're into boxing and maybe into cards, we've got a custom poker deck over there featuring our top 25 boxers of all time.
Yes.
For patrons on Ring Kings.
Yes. Very slick cards. Very slick looking cards there. So yeah, and be on the lookout for more content even on this channel moving forward. Danny says, are we doing bonus time? We just did bonus time. I'll tell you what, Danny.
That's why we have the tickers.
Yeah, we put it on there. If you have a question real quick, Danny, I will answer it. Put it in quick. Type it fast.
Man, Danny winning everything tonight.
I know.
Goodness. I was about to tell him to get out.
Big Red says our defense gonna be real competitive, but until the offense prove me wrong, we're not winning the championship. I feel that way, man.
Yeah, and we'll see on the defense.
We'll see on the defense. I'm not big into this offseason hype anymore. Like you got to go out there and just ball. You got to show it. I don't want to hear any more talking. All right. Noah says, "Where's Nightbot when he's actually needed?" I don't think anybody needs Nightbot right now. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I think Danny's good. But we are going to be doing an overtime show. All right. Yes. So if you want more, we even plug that. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right. We have our 3 tiers. Real quick, we'll end it on that. And yes, and my assistant producer approves on that. I'll ask another time. Hey, look, you can well, first of all, you gotta send us a DM anyway. But if you got a question, you can always DM us. Tweet at us. Prefer that. And shout out to Coach Evans. And again, make sure you subscribe to Sip 2 Tally
Thanks
Films.
for coming through, Coach. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you can always tweet at us. Ask your questions there on Twitter. There are ways you can get to us. So or leave a comment on this video if you're going to watch the replay. All right.
That's right, Dave.
Get the step in. All right, give them the tiers real quick and let's get out of here.
Okay, so we have the $3 tier, which gets you into the NFL Pick'em League, where we give away a custom LBHT trophy at the end of the season. The $10 tier will get you the LBHT Crew coin. Do you have yours there, or do you want me to pull up the picture?
Oh, no. I have it right here.
Okay, good, because I don't have a picture in here anyway.
Yes.
So we got that. That also gets you into our fantasy football league. We're running a dynasty league where we give away a custom championship belt that came in the mail, by the way. We're going to show that off in the OT. But we also are going to be running a redraft league closer to the start of the season. That will also get you the ability to request specific content. If you want videos or articles on any particular sports topic, we'll do that. And we have a new $20 tier, which is kind of a combined tier for Ring Kings and Lunch Break Hot Take, where you'll get the coin, you'll get the poker set, and everything else from both shows.
All right. Yes. And and he said, we got money. Listen. When you guys support the show, we put it right back into the show.
Yes.
That's just what we do. All right. And Shirley says, I got a question. Does Brodny look 20 years younger? Yes, he does. Do you like the way his shape up looks? Does that look clean to you? Who did that for you, B?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. Yes. The finger is pointing you to the right direction.
I knew your little assistant would have your back.
Yes. I don't do haircuts professionally though. Okay, it's a little something I do on the side for family members. But yes. I had to clean B up for the show. All right. Let's see. Oh, Attitude Pod doesn't like it. Wow, hate.
I mean, attitude, like that's not the kind of request you get to make, man.
Yeah.
at least get on Patreon before you put that in there.
Okay, Coach. The Patreon is patreon.com/LBHT Show. Right below me. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. For as little as $3 a month, you can be a part of the overtime show. And we just like to hang out. If you got any questions you want to ask or continue the conversation, we could do that in there. Yes. We bring a couple of the founding members on and just hang out with us. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, attitude, we know. We're just playing too, except for about signing up for Patreon. You go do that.
Yeah.
You go do that.
All right. Patrons, give us a few minutes. We're gonna get Patreon started. Hey, appreciate you, Coach. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
And everybody else, man, thank you once again. We have fun with this. there's nothing going on this week. Oh, there's NBA. There's NBA.
There's a lot going on this week. NBA and like I said, the Tank and Romero fight.
Yes. So weekend. If you want to see more of us this weekend, go to Ring Kings podcast. That's where we'll be hanging out this weekend. All right, but y'all have a good night. B, are you ready?
Ready.
He's ready. We will see you next time. Peace out.